Horizon Forbidden West Alpha leak, Last of Us TV series producer Diminishes death in games, Elden Ring beats everything in Game of the Year awards, Square Enix bets in business consolidation in 2023, all that and more in today's PlayStation news. Let's get into them. PlayStation Plus January games now available. Let's start with the new PlayStation Plus games for January now available for download for users of all tiers. The monthly games lineup includes Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order for PS4 and PS5, Fallout 76 for PS4, and Axionverse 2 for PS4 and PS5. You can download them from now until February 6. The next PlayStation Plus update will be for Extra, Deluxe and Premium users and should be announced around January 11, with new games added on the 17th. But in the meantime, there's WWE 2K22 for PS4 now available, completing the December 2022 lineup. And remember that 10 games are leaving the game catalog that same week, including Bound by Flame, Electronic Super Joy, Enigmatis The Ghost of Maple Creek, Leo's Fortune, Masters of Anima, Seasons Afterfall, Shines the Lightning Kingdom, Space Hulk Tactics, The Council, and The Last Tinker City of Colors. What do you think of January PS Plus monthly games? Let us know in the comments. Horizon Forbidden West Alpha leak. Horizon Forbidden West may not be so forbidden anymore, as an alpha copy of the game leaked through a PlayStation Hacks forums. The uploaded file was marked as test game, after which users on the forums discovered it was the guerrilla game featuring a full unlockable debug menu. This allows users to find any loopholes in the game or make unofficial PC versions, as they have access to a debug-enabled version of Guerrilla's proprietary Decima engine as well. This was the last leak in a year that was full of similar situations, such as with Rockstar and Grand Theft Auto 6, although the reasons for that were very different. Do you think this will affect Guerrilla in any way? Voice your opinion in the comments. God of War Ragnarok takes final 2022 sales week in the UK. The battle for the top spot in UK physical sales got heated to the last moment, and in the final week of 2022 it was God of War Ragnarok that took it, chopping down FIFA 23 to second place. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, which also led several times, crashed to 4th place, Sonic Frontiers is not leaving the speed zone at number 10, and the rest of the chart is dominated by Nintendo games. God of War Ragnarok has managed to stay in the top 3 since its release in November. We'll see how sales fared in the US by the middle of this month, but so far great results for one of Sony's big titles in 2022. What do you think of these results? Let us know in the comments. Craig Mazin diminishes death in games. We're under 2 weeks away from the Last of Us TV series premiere, and co-creators Craig Mazin and Neil Druckmann continue talking about it, but the latest comments by Mazin were not well received by the gaming public. In an interview with The New Yorker, Mazin diminishes death in games by saying, "When you are playing a section you are killing people, and when you die you get sent back to the checkpoint. All those people are back, moving around in the same way. Watching a person die I think ought to be much different than watching pixels die." I get what he was trying to say, but he chose his words very poorly. You can be affected by the death of a character in any medium if they are well developed. And especially when talking about The Last of Us, where character deaths meant a lot to people to get sad or angry with the studio in the most recent part 2. What do you think about Mazin's comments? Share with us down below. Elden Ring beats everything in Game of the Year awards. It's no surprise Elden Ring has taken many Game of the Year awards from shows and publications, and may earn many more, with outlets still choosing their picks into 2023. A breakdown at Resetera forums indicates From Software achievement goes beyond that, as it has gathered 323 awards, surpassing previous record holder The Last of Us Part 2, which had 322. The Last of Us Part 2 managed to hold the record since 2020, after taking it from The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, which had 281 awards, and following them are God of War 2018 and The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, both tied with 263 each. The study also breaks down all the games that earned the top distinction last year, with God of War Ragnarok having 74, Immortality with 6, Pentiment, Horizon Forbidden West, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3 with 4 each. What do you think about this huge achievement for From Software? Share with us in the comments. Square Enix bets in business consolidation in 2023. In a New Year's letter from Square Enix president Yosuke Matsuda, he mentions what the future looks like for the Japanese company amid challenges from the past year. He talked about the divesting of their Western studios, including Crystal Dynamics, Eidos Montreal and Square Enix Montreal, and their IPs, but despite that they are focused on reconfiguring their portfolio of titles for the medium to long term. They are aiming to grow by accelerating their efforts to strengthen their internal development capabilities and expanding their internal talent pool. On the publishing side, they are restructuring into one Square Enix, integrating Western operations and marketing to match that new portfolio. The fact they are talking so much about consolidation also brings back the rumors from last year after they sold the Western studios to Embracer, where the company seemed to be trying to trim the fat and look interesting for someone to acquire them. In related news, 2023 could be a year with 2 major Final Fantasy games, with 16 launching in June, and there's the possibility of a winter launch for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Square Enix producer Yoshinori Kitase talked with Famitsu about it, saying he hopes to be able to deliver an update on the game when the timing is right. Meanwhile, the Japanese Twitter account for Final Fantasy XVI promised a lot more information soon, alongside new art from the game. Kitase was also part of a New Year's newsletter, where he teased a big announcement coming in 2023 unrelated to Final Fantasy VII. It could be another remake though, with rumors about a new Final Fantasy IX version being around since the NVIDIA leak from 2021. What do you think about Square Enix upcoming titles in 2023? Do you think the company will get acquired? Place your bets in the comments. Resident Evil 4 keeps everything, even the island. Capcom has done a great job with the Resident Evil remakes, but after RE3, many fans are afraid the company could do something similar with this year's Resident Evil 4 remake, removing key areas of the game. The most recent issue of Edge magazine has some details on the title from the development team, compiled by Twitter user Aesthetic Gamer. Apparently they split into 3 themes to cover each of the sections in the game: village, castle, and even the island, which has often been divisive with its change of pace and tone with the rest of the game. They also said the section is going to have a lot more to it compared to the original, adding up to previous comments that the remake is roughly going to be as long. So it seems there won't be any issues with cut content, but who knows. It's unclear what they mean by a lot more. Personally, it's my least favorite area of the game, with enemies shooting back at you that doesn't feel Resident Evil at all, with the exception of the regenerators. So if you ask me, hopefully they revamp the area completely. Resident Evil 4 launches this March 24 for PS4 and PS5. What are your thoughts about the island section in the game? Voice your opinion in the comments. A round of quickfire game news. With the holidays, there may not be much on Microsoft Activision, but still some news with the Japanese Fair Trade Commission starting the process to evaluate the acquisition. The approval may not be hard to think about given Microsoft's limited control in the Japanese market. Voice actors Jason Kelly and Osiyoma Akaga may have spilled the beans on an upcoming Deathloop sequel or DLC, as both were in an interview with YouTube channel Streamily and admitted they are still under contract with Arcane working on the project. It's unknown if that will release on PlayStation. If it's DLC, I think the chances are high, but if it's a sequel, it could be 50-50. IO Interactive has started the year with great news on Hitman 3, as it will include the content from both Hitman 1 and 2 for free starting January 26, in a move to reduce the confusion with the Access Pass to get all the content into Hitman 3. As a result, Hitman World of Assassination will include all 3 games for $70, and a deluxe pack will go for $30, including Hitman 2 and 3 expansions. Both Hitman 1 and 2 will be delisted from the PlayStation Store. There are lots of New Year teasers from developers and publishers, so let's go through some of them real quick. In a year-end message, Konami's Noriaki Okamura, producer for several Metal Gear games including Portable Ops and Survive, has teased that a long-awaited announcement from the company may be happening in 2023. This gives hope of learning something about those rumored Metal Gear Solid remakes this year. Konami is also planning lots for Silent Hill, and we already know about some upcoming projects like the Silent Hill 2 remake. Another rumored title, Silent Hill The Short Message, could be happening soon, as it was just rated for PS5 by the Taiwanese game rating organization. From Capcom, Hideaki Tsuno shared a New Year's message with an update on the upcoming Dragon's Dogma 2, saying development on the game is progressing well and to stay tuned for more news. Former studio director Fumito Ueda, who worked on Shadow of the Colossus and The Last Guardian, also expects to announce the first game of his new studio soon. In a statement with 4Gamer, he said, "All of Gen Design is working hard to be able to finally announce something, so please give us your support." Another Japanese company with 2023 resolutions is Atlus, who provided a New Year's message to Famitsu as well, thanking fans for their support through 2022 and saying that besides the upcoming Persona 3 and 4 remasters that launched this month, they are also preparing several unannounced new titles. Ubisoft creative director Julian Geraghty, who previously worked in The Division 2, has also teased 2023 will be a huge year for them as they prepare to reveal their new Star Wars game from Ubisoft Massive. And those are the PlayStation stories for today. What are your thoughts on them? Share them in the comments below, let me know your feedback by liking or disliking this video, check out other videos you may enjoy while you're here, and consider subscribing for more on PlayStation. Thank you so much for watching, my name is Joseph, this is Hype4Games, and let's get hype!